Obviously, number one, which is the issue that I'm hearing from our constituents as I block walk, is the border. It's very, very important to people that we lock down the border. And what Abbott is doing right now is going to be very interesting because we're fighting against the federal government. And it's a historic moment in Texas. It's a historic moment for the entire country. I'm very concerned about education in the state of Texas. 4 special sessions by Governor Abbott, and the issue regarding a savings account for education was never addressed. Personally, I'm in favor of it. I'm in favor of school choice. I'm in favor of a free market approach to our education system. And I'm also in favor of increasing the overall benefits and salary for our teachers. They're underpaid and underappreciated. The third issue, I think, is the fact that we need to make sure that we have a conservative speaker in the House. And as a result of that, we're not getting the conservative representation, the conservative legislation that we're looking for, because the speaker is allowing Democrats to take committee chairmanships, which is against the Republican platform. So I started my company in the dining room, and over the years I built a multi-million-dollar company, a technology firm. And I had to deal with the various regulations and laws that were presented to and attacking small businesses. So as a business owner, now retired actually, I understand the importance of regulations assisting our small businesses and helping them to become more profitable and successful, which in turn then allows them to improve the businesses that they're providing services to. Well, I mentioned earlier, I think it's very important that we allow the free market to incorporate the education system. We spend more money on education in the United States than any other country in the developed world. So obviously what we're doing currently is not working. We need to look for alternative solutions. I believe that the free market can do that. Allowing parents to have the money follow the student and the parent as opposed to automatically go into the school itself, I think it gives the parents the ability to choose a more effective school system. It also allows homeschooling parents to have assistance in that area. It's all about the education of the student, and we're not accomplishing that right now. I even found, as I had my company over the years, that the amount of education, the training, the skill set that the people I was hiring were becoming more and more reduced. And I think it's probably going to continue to be that way if we continue to move on the same path that we're on right now for our education system. Well, transportation is very important. And here in Plano, in Collin County, we're seeing an influx of people coming in from all over the country. So it's becoming an issue. I'm a technology person, so I tend to look to the future. I think that we as a county, especially Plano as well, we need to start looking for the more advanced technology. What we're seeing now with Walmart offering drone services for delivery, that reduces a car or a truck on the road having to deliver that. Mobility, I think that we need to start planning for air taxis with the ability for an autonomous aircraft to be able to transfer people from the airport to the businesses here in Plano and Collin County. So I think the solution is starting to look for the technology. We're way behind as a country. China and other countries are way ahead of us in that advanced technology for the transportation capabilities. That's a good question because I owned a technology company, so I provided hosting services. So data centers was a major component for my business. Data centers eat up water for the cooling capabilities. So I think that we need to start incorporating the new technologies to where the water start to be reused at the data centers and not being pulled from the public sources constantly. I think that with the advent of artificial intelligence, that we'll be able to start to analyze the way the water is being utilized, both by industry and by the residents itself, improve the overall capabilities, incorporate new technologies to maximize the amount of water that we're using and maximize how it's being used. I mentioned earlier that as my company grew in years, we started to find that the skill set started to diminish from the people. The legislature has the ability to provide incentives to the education system. What we try to do with the 4 sessions with Abbott to provide parents with more cash flow to make those determinations. That's the one thing. Parents need to have more power as far as the school system and the curriculum is involved. I think that the parents have been taken out of the loop, and now we're starting to see where parents want to be more engaged with their students' education, their child's education, and I think that'll help us quite a bit in improving. But I don't want the legislature trying to come up with solutions one size fits all, because every district has different requirements and every district has unique needs, that district has the capability to make those decisions on their own. Well, as a small business owner, I recognize how important it is for small business to be successful. Small business create more jobs than any other industry, large companies. I found that as a small business, I was constantly competing against the large corporations. What I found frustrating is when cities gave tax incentives to the large corporations to move to the city, it put them in a benefit that gave them a benefit of competing against me, a small businessman. If we want to improve the overall work environment here in Plano and Collin County, we should start thinking about ways we can reduce the overall tax burden on the various businesses. One way would be to reduce or eliminate property taxes in our area. Bipartisanship, I consider to be very important. It's a term that's used often. My concern is that we're finding that the Republicans are constantly reaching across the aisle to the Democrats, such as how we have chairmen over the various committees in the House of Representatives, which is against our platform. I'd like to see bipartisanship, but I'd like to see where the principles that individuals such as I run on as a candidate, and I say these are the various things that I believe in, that I don't acquiesce on those issues. We can find middle ground, but I don't acquiesce and I don't give up on the specific principles and morals that I believe are in my heart and that I've told the voters I will represent if I'm elected.